Welcome everyone to BELatina. I'm Chef James, and today you're all in for a special treat. We're celebrating National Cholesterol Education Month, and as a part of the festivities, I'll be walking you through two very delicious recipes that are very satisfying, but at the same time, they're better for your heart health, which is super important, mi gente, and often is a problem within the Hispanic communities and many of the minorities throughout the world. But today, I'm gonna show you how meal by meal and making little changes, we can actually do something positive for our heart. Today, I've chosen this amazing ribeye. To me, ribeye has the perfect balance between fat and meat and tremendous flavor. So let's get started. First of all, in this bowl, I'm gonna mix all of my spices. I have some chili powder. I have some coffee. You can use instant coffee or whatever coffee you have. I have some brown sugar. Brown sugar is gonna help me caramelizing my steak once it's actually cooking in the oil. The amount of flavor that we're gonna give to this piece of steak is gonna be phenomenal. I have some pink Himalayan salt. I have some heat, so we can use paprika, you can use hot paprika, you can use smoked paprika. And then I have some oregano for great aromas. So once all that is mixed in, we're just gonna go and roughly incorporate everything together and sort of like, you know, this is like a party going on and you want everybody to meet each other and to start having fun in that little bowl. So then we can take it straight onto the meat. And here's the way we're gonna do this. We're gonna take the steak. First things first, I'm gonna use a tiny drizzle of Mazola corn oil over one side. And then I'm gonna take that rub and sort of like working it with my hands, I'm gonna put it on top. I'm using Mazola corn oil because it's a heart-healthy option. Also because it's cholesterol-free. And it has a high smoke point of 450 degrees, which has a tremendous impact in the flavor of your food. I'm being very generous on the amount of that seasoning rub that I've created on top of my steak. Once we have one side done, I'm gonna just flip it to the other side. Another drizzle of Mazola corn oil, just like that. And then we take the rest of the rub and we'll add it on top like that. And now I'm just gonna heat up my pan so we can really start cooking. This is gonna happen depending on the way you like your meat cooked. I like a steak like this to be on a nice medium rare or like medium because we really want those juices to be present once we cook this, and we want it to be nice and pink in the middle. Alongside this beautiful steak, I'm gonna show you how to create what we call salsa criolla, which is basically like a chunky sauce that we make using peppers. We use some onions, some cilantro, some lime. I'm gonna also splash a touch of Mazola corn oil for the sauce. Very simple. I have some habanero chilies, but you can use anything you have. Habaneros tend to be very spicy, but in this case, I've taken out all the veins and all the seeds from the inside, so I'm really getting the perfume and the flavor, but not necessarily the heat. So some cilantro goes in there, and then I'm gonna take some onions and just place them in there. A squeeze of a nice, juicy, fat lime, just like that. Another great thing about Mazola corn oil is its neutral taste. A lot of times, when we use other oils, the flavor of the oil interferes with the recipes. So the great thing about Mazola corn oil, its neutral taste is gonna let the flavors of your ingredients really shine throughout the recipe. Splash of Mazola corn oil over here. We mix it all up, just like that. So we're gonna take the steak. We wanna work it around the pan. So now, let me show you this over here. Look at this beauty. Blackening for like fish and many other meats. This is sort of like the same principle, but we're using, in this case, Latin spices. So that's cooking over there. We always want to let our meats rest after we cook them, because if not, once we cut them, all the juices are gonna leave the steak and they're gonna end up in your cutting board or your plate, and guess what? You're gonna end up with a dry meat. Always you want to slice against the grain. I'm cutting this and I'm like suffering right now. I'm gonna take our beautiful ribeye, place it there. I want to separate it a little bit and sort of like lay them one on top of each other so you can see the actual inside of the meat, which I'm gonna show you in a minute. There we have it. And now I'm gonna take some of that relish that I created earlier, and we're just gonna place it like that on top of it. And make sure you take some of that beautiful juice and just over the steak like that. It's mind-blowing. Let's get to the next recipe. I wanted to show you one way I like to cook chicken. Sometimes we're too busy doing so many things, like taking the kids to school, work, doing things at home. So we want to simplify our lives. And I wanted to show you a great recipe that's restaurant quality, super simple to make, and that's really gonna blow everyone's socks off. So I have some fresh chicken. Take a look at this. I took a knife and opened a little pocket in the actual breast. So what that's gonna allow me to do is I can basically now stuff with anything you want. I want to open the breast, and then I'm gonna take some of that beautiful queso fresco. You can use any other great melting cheeses, like, for example, you wanna use cheddar, you can use cheddar. Most important thing here is we stuff it, that's gonna stay in the actual pocket, and then we wanna cook it with some other vegetables. I'm using cherry tomatoes, and then you can use any seasonings of your like on top of it. You can use anything you want, you can use it on top. Another thing I wanna do, I wanna give it a tiny drizzle of Mazola corn oil, and that's gonna help me through the browning process. Another great thing about Mazola corn oil is that it can help lower cholesterol 2 times more than extra virgin olive oil. Now that we have all this ready, we're gonna take it to the oven. 400 degrees. The great thing, and what's gonna happen here is the chicken's gonna brown on the outside. Those little tomatoes are gonna explode and give me a little bit of like a sauce in the bottom, and then the cheese is gonna melt. This is truly a magical dish and so simple to make. So 400 degrees to the oven we go. I'm gonna take my other one out, and look how beautiful this thing looks. I'm gonna plate it over here. I'm gonna show you. And what I wanna do, I wanna take those tomatoes and sort of like put them in the bottom like that and make a bed of tomatoes. And talk about simplicity. Talk about a heart-healthy oil that helps us create delicious meals. We're gonna take the breast, place it on top, just like that. Doesn't that look incredible? And then I like to use some cilantro just to, you know, make it nice and pretty. And at the same time, the cilantro is gonna benefit from a little bit of the residual heat, and it's going to give you that sort of like perfume once the plate is served in front of you. And there you have it, guys. Queso fresco stuffed chicken breast with a bed of roasted tomatoes. Delicious, incredible, but overall super simple to make. To learn more about how you can include heart-healthy Mazola corn oil in your favorite family recipes, visit mazola.com. You can also scan the QR code on your screen for the full breakdown of this beautiful 2 recipes I've created for you, and you can also go to BELatina.com. Stay tuned, because coming up, Karen and I are heading to the colorful streets of Miami for a fun-filled day of art, culture, and lots of Latin flavors. So stick around, we'll be right back.